Well, hello everybody. Thank you for coming back to Kat's Tiny Kitchen. For those of you who are new, welcome to the gang. I'm so glad you're all here to watch. Today we're going to make something a little interesting. We're going to make enchilada style breakfast burritos. So we're going to cover the ingredients right now and get this started. So our first ingredients, I have 1/3 pound of hot Italian sausage. If you don't like the hot stuff, you can use mild or just regular breakfast sausage. I've got 7 eggs. I've got 2 cups of cheese here. This is stuff that I grated myself. We have some flour tortillas. These are I think they're 8-inch size. And the next step, our enchilada sauce. So we're going to start out with our seasonings. I have 3 tablespoons of flour. I don't have chili powder. We don't like chili powder, so I have a teaspoon of our smoked jalapeno. I have a teaspoon or a half a teaspoon of cumin, a half a teaspoon of coriander. I have a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a little pinch of cinnamon in there, and some Italian seasoning. Sorry. So we're gonna move on. So I've got 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I've got 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And I've got 1 tablespoon of paprika. And I'm using the paprika because we don't like the chili powder. It doesn't have that redness, so we're going to add that to it. Now, don't worry. The paste, I had to use a big can. I have a big can here. And that will not go to waste, because what I'm going to do is, in a little bit, I'm going to spray this with some oil. And then I'm going to fill all these cells with the paste, and I'm going to freeze it. And once you freeze it, you can pull it out, throw it in a bag, and when you need just a little bit, you can just pull out what you need and use it in your dish. And then our last but not least, I have 2 cups of chicken stock. So with all that ingredients going on, let me get my prep work done, and we will be back in just a minute. So we're going to start out with the enchilada sauce first, and we're going to get this going. The first thing we need to do, though, is get my pan hot. It's getting a little hot, so I'm going to add my olive oil. Let's get a spatula here and get the rest of it out of there. I want all that goodness in there. There we go. You want this to get good and hot. Excuse me, so that we can get the seasonings going in here. It shouldn't take too long. I want it to get good and hot, and I want it to sizzle, because we're going to whisk in all those lovely herbs and spices that I showed you in the ingredients list when we got started. We're just going to sit here for a minute. I'm sorry, I may have to put a fast forward mode on this for you guys. But I see it starting to heat. Once it starts to smoke a little bit, it should be hot. And what I'm going to do here is, once I think it's hot enough, I'm going to put a little bit of the flour in there, and if it starts to sizzle, it's ready to add the ingredients and get this going. Okay, I think it might be just about hot. And it's sizzling, which is perfect. So I'm going to add all of the flour and the seasonings. And we're going to get this all combined and let it cook for a little bit. You don't want that flour taste in your enchilada sauce, and you want it to darken in color just a little bit. And I'm going to keep whisking it because I have it on a high temperature and I don't want it to burn. Excuse me for the sniffles. I'm still trying to get over the crud that I had a couple weeks ago. Okay, so I think this is cooked a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. I'm going to add my tomato paste and whisk that in. Perfect. I'm going to whisk this in really quick. This is really quick and easy, you guys. This is a quick and easy recipe. So now I'm going to start adding my chicken stock. I want to add it slowly because I don't want any lumps or clumps when we get to the enchilada sauce. Now if you think yours is a little too thick, just add a little bit of water. If you don't want to use chicken stock, you can use vegetable stock. You can't can this, but you can freeze it. It'll keep, if you put it in freezer bags, it will keep up to 3 months in your freezer. Or if you're going to do something else with it, it'll keep up to 5 days in your refrigerator. And this is pretty doggone thick. I may end up having to add some more liquid to it. I've used this a lot. Usually if I make my enchiladas or like our breakfast burritos, I'll use this. And once you turn this off, it will continue to thicken as it cools. This is looking so good. And it's looking pretty good. I don't think I'm going to need any more liquid. I want this to cook, so I'm going to turn it down on medium high, and it's going to cook for a couple of more minutes. And when it's done, I will bring you back and show you the finished product. So I'm back and it's cooked a little bit, so I'm going to give it a little taste and see if I need to add any more salt. Yeah, it needs some more salt, so I'm going to add a pinch of my kosher salt. Maybe a little bit more, a couple pinches. And I'm going to stir this in, take it off the heat, and I will see you in a little bit after I get all my other ingredients prepped and ready to go. So I'm back. What was a second for you guys was a couple hours for me because Mike decided he wanted refried beans and I didn't have any, so I made them. A recipe coming to you in the near future. So we've got our casserole greased, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of my enchilada sauce in the bottom of it. I want it to get covered, and then I'm going to move this out of the way so we can start assembling our enchiladas. Or our burritos, So we're going to start with, and I'm going to show you a couple. We start with our lovely flour tortilla shell. And then I'm going to add some of the refried beans. And then we're going to add some of the sausage. There we go. We're going to add some of the eggs. And when you're making these, if you don't want to use sausage, you can use bacon, you can use any meat you want to. Spices, whatever spices you want. Some egg. I'm going to throw a little bit of cheese in here. And now I'm going to fold it. I'm going to burrito it. Fold it over on the ends. Tuck it in. Tuck these over a little bit and then roll it up. And there you go. And I'm going to put this side down in the pan. So let's do another. Beans. Sausage, eggs. You can put anything you want in these. If you want to do some onion, you can do some onion. Got some egg there. A little more cheese. Cheese doesn't end here either, by the way. Get it rolled over. Try to tuck your sides in a little bit. Here we go, and that's going in the pan. So let me finish these up, and I'll bring you back for the next step. All right, so I got all of my stuff crammed in here. I got 8 of them. If I had used a bigger pan, I probably would have gotten 10, but that's okay. I used all of my ingredients. So now that we've got them all together, we're going to add more of the enchilada sauce on top of them. There we go. Get her good and coated. So we've got those good and coated. I've got the oven preheating at 350. I'm going to put these in, and I'm going to bake them for about 30 minutes because basically I'm just reheating all of the ingredients, and these look pretty dang good. So let me get these in the oven, and we'll be back shortly. So we're back. Excuse me. And I threw the rest of the enchilada sauce on it because there wasn't that much left, not even worth freezing. So now we're going to put some cheese on. Come out of there, you little bugger. And I had to grab some more cheese out of the freezer because I wasn't going to have enough to put on top of this. So probably put a couple more handfuls on. So you're looking at 2.5 cups maybe. Okay. So it's back in the oven until the cheese is melted, and we'll be back. Well, folks, it's done. It looks very good. And really all we have left to do is plate it up, take a picture, and eat it up. And I cannot wait. I thank you all so much for coming along today to watch this video. And I am so blessed to have you. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. And we will see you on the next video.